Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. I hope you've all had a great weekend so far. Today we're going to be diving into Cardano, and we're also going to be giving a cryptocurrency market update. This is a video that I think is going to be of great importance, given the circumstances, given the market sentiment. We're going to be going into a number of things. We're going to be talking about the vision of cryptocurrencies and the individual cryptos within them, and what the future looks like. It's been a theme that we've focused on the channel since the start of it. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to listen to the congressional hearing in relation to cryptocurrencies. And we're going to listen to the one of the opening statements and what it entails. And it's very, very eye-opening. There is something massive going on here, ladies and gentlemen, with cryptocurrencies. There is a whole technological revolution. And I see a lot of pessimism, anger, despair, fear in this space. And I'm nothing but excited. Yes, we have up and down days. That's a part of any emerging technology and any emerging market. But we will get through it. And the future is a bright one. And this clip is going to help you to understand that. We've often compared Bitcoin, Cardano, and a number of other cryptos, even Ethereum, to your .com stocks, certainly things like Amazon and the ones that did very well. And that's the kind of growth that we see for these cryptos. In the same way, and in this congressional hearing on this opening statement with this individual, what he's talking about is technological revolutions. And he starts with the car, he moves on to the internet, and he says it's very kindred to what is happening today. And I absolutely agree with what he's saying. Very quickly, before we get into it, I'm just going to talk about the kind of market as a whole. Share this video about, guys, because I think there's many of you that need it because you're feeling down in the dumps, and I'm right there with you. And you know, there's no markets don't care about your feelings. The world, we live in this kind of world now where people think that, you know, everything has to be nicey, and that's just not life. We all know that. And there's ups and downs in life, and it's how you deal with them that really separates individuals. And that's something that I really want to reiterate here. You have to be tough in these markets. I've been through plenty of it. I mean, I've thought the world was ending on a number of occasions, and it never does. And the reason is because what I've invested in, and hopefully many of you have done the same thing, is you understand what's going on here. There's something far, far greater. Yes, price is very volatile, but that's a part of an emerging market. And in relation to the markets and why we're seeing this kind of real slump, there's many things at play. March 2020 caused a massive inflationary event. We're seeing a call off from that. We're seeing macroeconomics come into effect, etc., etc. And in a uncertain global financial landscape, global event landscape, people will hedge risk. They'll mitigate it. And what they will do is they'll not be so quick to enter what they deem as riskier assets. And crypto still is that. It's very new, very fresh, and people won't bet the farm on it. And certainly when there's uncertainty across the board, they will move into safer bets, if you will. And crypto, for me, is a very safe bet. You know, I am all in crypto. It's not just the name of the channel. It's my personal situation because I believe in what's going on here. So that's what you're seeing. We've said since you sold off and kind of found your equilibrium here in this week that you were just going to essentially consolidate. And that's exactly what we're doing. Very interesting with Bitcoin. As you can see, it's forming a very similar structure over here to what you had over here. Go and take a look at them, guys. This is really a video that I do think is of great importance, and I really want you guys to share this with certainly people who you know are panicking. And Cardano's formed this beautiful falling wedge. We've broken out of this descending resistance. You know, I'm exceptionally bullish on ADA, and that hasn't changed. You know, that's why we're a stake pool operator. There's no links in my description. There's no nothing. The only thing that potentially I do say to people is, if you guys want to stake with us, you're more than welcome, because it's a win-win situation. You get to stake, earn rewards, and our pool, or my pool, grows. And the reason I operate and own a Cardano stake pool is because I believe in this network and I want to help run it. So that out of the way, guys, remember, ALLIN is the ticker for that stake pool, for our stake pool. Join the Discord in the description as well, guys, if you want to, because there's a lot of like-minded individuals within there. So let's play this clip, and then we're going to move on to a few things like Biden up in the kind of debt floor or ceiling, if you will. The fundamental reasons for why Bitcoin exists, why crypto is here, you know, they haven't gone away. In fact, they're becoming ever more increasingly in demand due to what's going on. Governments are destroying their citizens with inflation, and it's a very sobering thing. We try and really focus on a lot of the positives on this channel, but you know, there's something huge going on here with cryptocurrency. So let's play this, guys. Let's talk about it. Let's do a little review on it, and then let's move on, and I'll let you guys get on with your Saturdays.
And that fear of the unknown and the move to regulate before understanding will only stifle American ingenuity and put us at a competitive disadvantage. Throughout history, we've seen examples, countless harmful examples of overregulation around the world by governments. In the late 1800s, England reacted to the rise of cars with laws that required 3 people to operate vehicles at all times. 1 to drive, a 2nd to fuel up the vehicle, and a 3rd to stand in front of the car and wave a red flag. Now, Congress should not be dumb enough to raise a red flag around this technology revolution. We should embrace it, we should understand it, and we should be the international leaders in this space. Further example I would tell you is Skype. The video conferencing platform that, may still be a little clunky, but was vital during the COVID shutdowns that we just experienced. And it was vital for some of our kids to even go to school or even have hearings on this massive screen here. Skype was illegal in most of the world when it was launched. There wasn't a regulatory infrastructure in place that allowed this novel technology, this new technology. And finally, when an invention called the internet began to boom, U.S. lawmakers and regulators struggled to fully grasp the immense possibilities of this innovation out the gate. Now, that was the early 90s, and I think we're in a similar state with Web 3 30 years later for Congress first to understand before we would seek to legislate. Now, it would be nearly impossible to go a day without using the internet to communicate, we know that, or move from point A to point B, we know that, or purchase necessities for our families, we know that. I would argue that the nascent technology we're discussing today will have just as much impact on our daily lives, perhaps more. And that's why we must get this right. My fear, however, is that we'll have a partisan divide here. Well, my fear is that some of my Democrat colleagues have already made up their minds, and they have regulatory bills that they're going to file in order to stifle this innovation or to kill it before it fully grows and blossoms. I hope we can work together in a bipartisan way, and I hope this hearing is first of many for us to understand and get clarity from innovators and entrepreneurs about what is needed. This will allow us, which I think should allow us to have these markets thrive and grow while protecting our consumers and giving clear rules of the road to prevent fraud and manipulation. Forcing the private sector to navigate unclear public statements and regulation by enforcement is the wrong approach. So
we'll leave that there. I'm sure you get the message, what I'm trying to deliver there. Even the car was a technology that when it first came out. If you saw some of the newspaper headlines back then, and we've looked at it all, not only have I been in crypto for nearly 5 years now, I've really, studied multiple things like history. That's one of the beautiful things about the internet is everything's at your fingertips. And there's a lot of similarities between previous technological advancements and the one that we're currently in. And he stated the internet and how that played such a substantial role in everyday life today. This is where crypto is going, ladies and gentlemen, and you're very early in terms of that being adopted. So enough of the pessimism, enough of the negativity. I understand that some of your portfolios are down. I'm right there with you. I've been here time and time again. And what the real value proposition with crypto is that it's yet to be adopted. This congressional hearing was fantastic. I watched the whole 4.5 hours of it, and this was not just a theme that was from the offset, but throughout. So this is really what's going on, and we've done this. This was one of the first videos I ever posted on my channel. We got 60 views on it, and it says Bitcoin is following Amazon. Please go right to the start of my channel and watch this video. I'm not very good at presenting. I'm not sure that I am now. Let me know what you think in the comments. But this is the kind of path that we're on, guys, and you are a part of that. And I don't want people to get shaken out. I don't want people to, get shaken out of this market, essentially. You need to understand what you're investing in and root yourselves into the ground like a tree. And every time there's a gust of wind, every time there's a bit of shakiness in the markets, you'll kind of mitigate. Bitcoin was at $11,000 back then. This was a year ago, and we've been in crypto we bought Bitcoin at just over under $4,000. So, on that note, you can also see Amazon. It's Amazon in the .com boom. Many other stocks look exactly like this. Amazon, just the key example that we give. And if you look at what happens after, as it becomes more regulated, more accepted, more known about, you can see the growth kind of continues. And you still have these big miniature boom and bust cycles, if you will, but ultimately, what you're looking at here is adoption, a technology getting adoption, and that's what cryptocurrencies are, in my opinion, going to follow. I'll show you the daily just so you can see. Can you see this? You come out the other side, and then you start your adoption. You're very early within that, guys, exceptionally early, in fact. So I hope this video has been useful. I hope you found this entertaining, if nothing else, thought-provoking. People, we always use the .com stocks that come out of the internet, these internet stocks, and crypto as an example. People go, oh, I don't really, they're not compatible at all. Yes, fundamentally there are huge differences, but there's also similarities, and it's not really, and by fundamentally, I mean, what does Amazon do? In a sense that, it's a e-commerce store, whereas crypto, of course, is inherently different, but there's similarities there in the fact that they both come out of technological advancements and are going to change the world in a big way and hopefully be implemented in day-to-day life. And this is why we're such a fan of Cardano, we're such a fan of many other cryptos out there, because I think this is one of those stocks, in comparing it to the internet, that does very well. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. We are going to be giving more daily updates. You guys know I own a business. I have a number of other things going on in my life, so this is really my hobby. YouTube is not my job. People think I'm a YouTuber. I'm not. YouTube is a hobby and a passion of mine. I love getting on here and talking to you guys. I hope the feeling is mutual. So yeah, that's really all we've got. This was interesting. This is Joe Biden. The United States pays its debts when they are due. That's why today I signed a bill to fast-track the process to raise our debt limit. This sickens me, as if we've not taken out enough debt, as if we've not impoverished the citizens of the United States and globally enough. The fact that they're raising it, and this is in direct contrast of Jerome Powell saying he was going to taper off inflation, taper off bond buybacks, not taper off inflation, sorry, taper off bond buybacks, etc., etc. So this is what I mean. This is what I keep reiterating to you. We are going to start doing market updates because we've got a lot to talk about. We've got Evergrande. We've got so much to talk about. We did mention it. I gave a bit of a longer explanation in my Discord. We also have made a thread ages ago on Twitter talking about Evergrande, how they are 100% going to fail, and how this will impact individuals due to, or will have an economical impact due to how many people they actually owe money to and where those are. BlackRock owns them, etc., etc., or owns some of their bonds, etc., etc. So that's really all I have for you in the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found that useful, entertaining, and informative. I hope you've all had a good day despite the market conditions. We've seen a little bit more cheery today, but it's nothing significant. People always, markets cause bipolar in individuals. Every time that you see green, everyone's happy. Every time you see red, everyone's sad. But look at the long-term picture. For Cardano, for example, we still are downtrending. We need to start putting in higher highs and higher lows to really confirm that. On a short-term time frame, but this is a weekly chart. This is a kind of trend line. Very interesting, this, to show you where we are, and this is a key kind of moment, if you will. But this is just a uptrending market on a bigger term time frame. If we do them down to something like the 4-hourly, certainly the past couple of months has been a downtrend, putting in lower lows and lower highs. So we need to break that with some conviction. We have recently just broken out of our descending resistance. We could come back to retest it, having rejected off this 20 EMA, and use it as a spring. Ultimately, I'm nothing but bullish on crypto. Yes, lots of people say, okay, well, you were expecting a blow off top to the end of the year and you were expecting these prices and it didn't happen. That's life, ladies and gentlemen. And when things don't go according to plan, you need to reassess the situation and decide what you're going to do in accordance with that. We're still holding all our crypto. We still believe we're going to get to these prices. We're just going to take a longer route to get there. All I have for you in the video, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your Saturdays, and I'll see you tomorrow on Sunday. I'll release a couple of videos tomorrow covering a number of different things. I look forward to seeing you all there. Remember, we do have the ALLIN crypto stake pool. ALLIN is the ticker. We'd love you to join us. We are growing in delegators daily, and start giving out. We're gaining that ROI, that interest on your Cardano, and we're getting to a normal kind of pool size now. All I have for you in the video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to love and leave you. Goodbye.